Whispers from the crawl space. They say every family has its ghost. Not the white sheet kind. Not the creaking in the night kind. But the kind that hides in bloodlines. In basements. In silence passed down like china. For me, that ghost had an address. 133 Ashmore Lane. The house my Uncle Ray died in. He was a black sheep. Or maybe the scapegoat. Nobody talked about him much, except in half-finished sentences at Thanksgiving. He was always off. Kept to himself, even as a kid. Had a thing with, well, I didn't know. Not really. But when the will came through me, the only living relative, inheriting the house, I packed a bag and went. It wasn't grief. It wasn't even curiosity. It was need. I was broke, burned out, on the edge of disappearing. A free house, even if it smelled like mothballs and mold, sounded like salvation. It was snowing when I arrived. The kind of snow that dulls the sound of your own footsteps. Thick, heavy, silent. The house was waiting for me. White paint blistering off wooden bones. A porch swing still swaying, though there was no wind. And windows like dark, watchful eyes. I unlocked the front door. It stuck for a second, then opened with a sigh. Not a creak, a sigh, like it had been holding its breath. Inside, dust, darkness, and cold. Not just cold from outside. Cold like something deeper. Something that hated the light. Still, I walked in, shut the door, and heard it. A soft click from the hallway. I turned. At the base of the hall, near the floorboards, was a square wooden panel. The crawl space. Screwed shut with rusted bolts. Marked with something I didn't recognize. Symbols. Carvings. That night, I slept in the upstairs guest room. Didn't unpack. Just laid there, wrapped in a blanket that smelled like old cedar and something else. Wet earth, maybe. Something from below. At 3:09 a.m., I woke up. Whispers. Not outside. Not in my head. Inside the walls. They weren't words at first, just breathy consonants, like wind trying to speak. Then it sharpened. Nathan. My name. Soft. Wet. Close. I froze. You're home now. I sat up. The room was dark, but not empty. The shadows were thicker in one corner. Too thick. I stared, and for a moment, they stared back. I didn't sleep again. The next morning, I checked the crawl space. The screws were gone. The panels slightly ajar. Inside, pitch black, but something moved. Not fast. Not loud. Just the faintest shuffle, like something dragging itself forward. Something that had been waiting for a voice to follow. I slammed it shut. Nailed it closed with whatever I could find. Kitchen knives, forks, a screwdriver. I told myself it was rats. I told myself a lot of things. But the house didn't care what I believed. Over the next few days, I stayed. Something about the house made me forget the outside. I stopped checking my phone. Didn't open the blinds. Didn't eat much. I started talking to the walls. They answered. At first it was whispers. Then dreams. Or what I thought were dreams. I would wake up standing in front of the crawl space. Barefoot, covered in dust. Listening. And I began to remember things I never lived. I saw a boy, not me but familiar, being lowered into the crawl space. A voice. You'll be safe down there. Just until the voices stop. A door closing. The boy never came back up. Sometimes, I think he's still there. Sometimes, I think I was him. The last night, I heard music. A lullaby. Played on something old and broken. I followed it. Down the stairs. Past the hallway. To the crawl space. Wide open. The darkness yawned like a mouth. And something was singing. Lay your bones beneath the floor, where light will find your face no more. I don't remember going in. Only the cold, and the feeling of being known, like the house had been waiting not for anyone, but me, my voice, my blood, my memories. Down there, in the dark, it was warm, alive, breathing. The walls pulsed. The floor was soft like skin. I turned once to crawl out, and saw a hand, my hand, reaching back in to pull me. They found the house empty a month later. Doors locked. No signs of struggle. Just a phone left on the floor, playing a recording, a voice whispering over and over again. "You're home now.